Dear students, welcome to lesson 10. Today we're going to be learning past simple with regular verbs and some irregular verbs like do, get, go, and have. But before we start, let's watch a video.
Look at the graphic. We use past simple tense to say that an action started and finished at a specific time in the past. For example, we traveled to China in 2001. They went to a rock concert last week. He won the jackpot yesterday. Look at the graphic. We also use past simple tense to talk about habits in the past, or about series of actions which started and finished in the past. For example, I was afraid of ghosts when I was a child. Yesterday, I finished work, went to the store and bought myself a new shirt.
Welcome back to lesson 10. Simple past tense regular verbs. We use the simple past to talk about finished actions in the past. For example, it rained yesterday. The past simple is the same for all persons: he, she, it, I, you, we, they. For example, I arrived, he arrived, they arrived, etc. Past simple with regular verbs, the word order for positive sentences. First, we have a subject followed by verb to. And for negative sentences, first we have the subject followed by didn't, which means did not, and verb 1 this time, bare infinitive. For example, for a positive sentence, I arrived at the airport. Negative, I didn't arrive at the airport. So as you all notice, after didn't or did not, we always use verb 1 or bare infinitive. Another example, he wanted a coffee. Negative, he didn't want a coffee. You finished the book. Negative, you didn't finish the book. She liked the film. Negative, she didn't like the film. We studied Spanish at school. Negative form, we didn't study Spanish at school. You worked late. Negative form, you didn't work late. They stopped at a cafe. They didn't stop at a cafe. In question forms, the word order should be: first, we have auxiliary verb in the past, which is did, followed by a subject, and then bare infinitive or verb 1. For example, did you watch TV yesterday? So we have did and then bare infinitive. If the answer is positive, we say, yes, I did. Or if the answer is negative, we say, no, I didn't. Did she walk to work? Yes, she did. Or no, she didn't, if the answer is negative. Did they play tennis? Yes, they did. Or if the answer is negative, no, they didn't. We have two types of questions. The first one is RC, which is a yes/no question. We have auxiliary first, followed by a subject, and then infinitive, which is verb 1. For example, did you watch TV yesterday? That's a typical yes/no question, or if you like, you can call it RC question. And we have the second type, which is quasi this time. Quasi stands for question word, WH words, like what, where, which, when, followed by auxiliary, and then subject and infinitive, or verb 1. For example, what time did you watch TV yesterday? So question word, what time, followed by auxiliary, did, then subject, you, and infinitive, watch. Or, when did you arrive in Istanbul? When is question word, auxiliary is did here, subject, you, and then arrive, infinitive. Spelling rules. We have certain spelling rules for regular verbs. Most verbs, like work, finish, we simply put ed at the end of the verb, like worked, finished. So verb plus ed. However, when we have a verb ending in e, we leave out or drop e and simply we put d. For example, leave, lived, change, changed. So we already have e sound, so we put d only in those verbs. Another type, like cry, study, when we have verbs with final consonant y, we drop y and we put ied this time. Cry, cried. Study, studied. Some verbs that end in consonant followed by a vowel sound and then a consonant sound, we double the final consonant and put ed. For example, stop. We have consonant sound followed by a vowel and then consonant again. So we double the final consonant and put ed. Stop, stopped. Travel, traveled. Now let's do some practice. Write the sentences in the past simple. For example, he watches a lot of TV. That's written in simple present tense. What you're going to do is to put the verb into past. So he watched a lot of TV. Now please pause the video and do the exercises. Let's check your answers now. Question number 1. They work in a bank. That's in present tense. The simple past tense form is they worked in a bank. Work becomes worked in the past tense. He finishes work late. And the answer is he finished work late. We live in Brazil. Past tense, we lived in Brazil. I carry a big bag. I carried a big bag. So Y here drops and we put IED. Question 5. She walks to work. Simple past form. She walked to work. The train stops in Barcelona. And the answer is the train stopped in Barcelona. Notice that we have double P in the answer. Question 7. We play tennis. We played tennis. Question 8. You talk a lot. And the past tense is you talked a lot. Question 9. I relax at the weekend. And the answer is I relaxed at the weekend. Question 10. He waits for the bus. And the answer is he waited for the bus. 11. They travel by train. And the answer is they traveled by train. She needs a new coat. She needed a new coat. Let's do some more practice. Complete the dialogues with the verb in brackets in the past simple, positive, negative, or question forms. For example, did you play golf last weekend? Yes, I played on Saturday. So in this question, it should be the sentence should be in a question form. So we always use auxiliary in past tense, did, followed by bare infinitive or verb 1, play. And since the answer is positive, we say, yes, I played. So we put play into simple past tense. Here are the questions. Now please pause the video and do the exercises. Here are the answers. Question number 1, we have park. Where did you park the car? And the answer is, I parked it near the restaurant. So since this is a question, we use did as auxiliary verb and bare infinitive park. And the answer is positive, so we say I parked. We put ed at the end of the verb. Question 2. Did you finish your homework? No, I didn't finish all of it. It was very late. So question 2 is a question, should be in a question form. So we use did followed by bare infinitive finish. And since we have no in the answer, we say didn't finish. No, I didn't finish. Question 3, again, is a question. What did you study at university? I studied economics. Question 4, did you like the concert? No, I didn't like it very much. The singers were terrible. Question 5, did you watch TV last night? Yes, we watched a very good program. 6, did you close the door when you went out? Of course, I closed it. And the last one, did you cry at the end of the film? Yes, I cried a lot. Let's now have a look at some irregular verbs. We have do, go, get, and have. Let's first have a look at the present form of the verbs, and then we can look at the past forms. For positive sentences, we say I do, but in the past tense, do becomes did. So I do, present tense, I did, past tense. I get, present tense, get becomes got in the past form. So I got. Again, I go in the present tense. It becomes I went in the past tense. So go becomes went in the past. Again, I have, present tense, and I had, past tense. So have becomes had in the past tense. In the negative form, don't becomes didn't in the past tense. For example, I don't do, that's present tense. I didn't do, that is in the past tense form. Or I don't get, I didn't get. I don't go, I didn't go. Or I don't have, I didn't have. So in the present tense, we use don't, it becomes didn't in the past tense. In the question form, we use do in the present tense, but we use did in the past tense. For example, do you do in the present tense, it becomes did you do in the past tense. Do you get in the present tense, in the simple past tense form we say did you get. Or do you go, present tense, did you go, past tense. For another example, do you have in the present tense, but we say did you go, did you have in the past tense. Let's look at the positive, negative, and question forms of irregular verbs like do, get, go, and have. Positive, we did yoga yesterday, so do becomes did in the past tense. Negative form, we didn't do yoga yesterday. And remember that when we have didn't, we always use the bare infinitive or verb 1. I got up late yesterday, positive sentence. So get becomes got in the past tense, and yesterday indicates the past. And the negative form is I didn't get up yesterday. He went to work by car. That's a positive sentence. So go becomes went in the past tense. And the negative form is I didn't go to work by car. So after didn't, we always use bare infinitive, go, in this sentence. She had eggs for breakfast. So have becomes had in the past tense. And the negative form is she didn't have eggs for breakfast. Question form. We always use did when we ask a question. So did they do the homework yesterday? And if the answer is positive, we say yes, they did, or no, they didn't, if the answer is negative. Did you get up early? Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. What did you do last night? We had dinner with friends. So when we have a positive answer, have becomes had in the past tense. What time did you get up? At 8 o'clock. Where did she go on Saturday? She went to the beach. As we have learned previously, that we have two types of question, RC questions, which stands for auxiliary subject infinitive. For example, did you get up early? That's a typical yes/no question. And we also have quasi-form, which stands for question word, what, where, which, how, followed by auxiliary, then subject, and bare infinitive. For example, what time do you get up? So first we have question word, what time. Then we have auxiliary, which is did in the past tense, followed by a subject, you, and infinitive, verb 1, which is get up. Now let's do some practice. Change the sentences from present to past. Use the time expressions in brackets. For example, I don't go to the gym. That's written in the present tense. What you're going to do is to put that sentence into past tense using yesterday. So the answer is, I didn't go to the gym yesterday. Here are the questions. Now please pause the video and do the exercises. Let's check your answers. Question 1. I have eggs for breakfast. I had eggs for breakfast this morning. Question 2. Does she go to Spanish classes? Did she go to Spanish classes last year? We don't have lunch at home. We didn't have lunch at home last week. Question 4. Mike doesn't go to work by car. Mike didn't go to work by car yesterday. Question 5. They go to school by bus. They went to school by bus yesterday. Question 6. What time do you get up? And the answer is, what time did you get up this morning? And the last one, do you do sport or exercise? Did you do sport or exercise last weekend? Let's do more practice. Complete the sentences with the verb in brackets in the past simple, positive, negative, or question forms. For example, did you go to bed early last night? Yes, I did. I went to bed at 9:30. So as we have a question here, we should use did as auxiliary verb in the past tense. Did you go? And go should be in verb 1. And the answer, yes, I did, which is a positive answer. I went to bed at 9:30. So in the question, go becomes went in the past tense. Here are the questions. Please pause the video now and do the exercises. Let's check your answers now. Question 1. What did you have for lunch today? I had fish. What's for dinner? So when we have a question, we always use did and bare infinitive, have. But in the question, when we have a positive answer, have becomes had. Question 2. Did you do the housework? No, but I did my homework. Again, we use did to ask a question, followed by bare infinitive, do. And do becomes did in the answer, the past form of do. Question 3. Where did you go last night? I went out. I didn't stay at home. Question 4. What time did the children get up? They got up very late. They were tired. And the last question. What did you have for breakfast? I didn't have breakfast. I wasn't hungry. I just had a coffee. Now, please pause the video and go to lesson 10 and then worksheet 1, and you can check your answers from answer key 1. Allah'ım.